Another hit, here go to Django, almost said A.T.I is a master. Almost said it, I said that family. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up, need up, need up, need up, need up, need up, need up.
Let's go! Medicine of Atadi, legacy Sebakaseki, level of A.T.I, brothers and sisters, really because we have ya se se tona hela mo botshelong ba ke go utlwana le lerato molaetsa wa bobedi ke o yang go setšhaba se se hansi di-musician halala ke bone bona ba le tshwere tipa ka boganeng le complaina ka airplay ya kere potso e be nna gore le complaina ka airplay le complainela mang le sa itlhokomele. You need to take care of yourselves. Rautla a re itlhokomele le ntse le utlwa go buiwa ka dikgang tse tsa ditabadi le tshwanetse gore lona le di-musician le ene ka dinao re leke go emisa ditaba tsone. We have to be very radical ka ditshwetso tse di tsaya mabapi le ditaba. Re tswa mo go tlhola re eme ka dinao re bona re tshwetse ditaba tsone tsa ga se gone yaanong ke a le kopa re emeng ka dinao re tswe mo ditabeng re kopaneng le cosmots le bomo re tsene mo di-workshopong tsone tse re makoijang tse nka bula ka tsone re tsamaile Francistown ra tsamaya gabobone tshwanetse gore re tsene mo legatong le lengwe le le gore le batla gore re eme ka dinao re ise re ntswe malobane re bona mo dipampiring go kgonne gore go na le mo gongwe mo gošwa mo go tsileng a yaanong go tla re itlhela le bone gore etsa a re emeng ka dinao batsadi a re emeng ka dinao re bueng le bana ba rona ba nosi ga se ba le mo yo kgonang go bua a re emeng ka dinao re support-eng bana ba rona le utlwile moruti a bua ka ntile a bua ka gift ya ga A.T.I a sa batle go tsena mo dikgangeng di yaanong ke tsone se sa se gore di emele ka dinao ga o utlwa ngwanane ke emela go ema ka dinao ke a go nna modiragatsi. You have to be there as a parent only present ke a go lemogang kgoni. Thank you so much ke a go lemogang kgoni. Thank you so much. A re emele batsadi ba rona ka dinao bana a re support-eng ditalente tsa rona re boleleng batsadi ba rona kopo o re tshwaragane le bothata bone bo yaka le tse di utlwa go buiwa bana na malatsi a re tsene mo ditabeng le go mo ga ba re siamela. You are inspiring our children. Bana ba rona gompieno ke bone ba e leng gore ba inspirwa ke bo A.T.I bo Motswafere and all these youngsters coming up. Let's say one of the Joseko Adira Bunke Ubukarukaro. Can we see her living dingwaga tse di karokaro le mo supporting re emeng ka dinao re tshwaragane le bodiragatsi bo a gona motho gore ba ba re thusa re sa eme ka dinao di-musician a ke a utlwana batsadi ba ga gona motho o re thusang bana ba rona ga re sa tshwaragane le bone mo malapeng. A.T.I is a legend. Music wa gagwe o echoa from Hill go a go tsena go Tsodilo Hills go heta ka mo makgadikgadi hela yaanong a re emeng ka dinao ba ga rona re tshwaragane le bodiragatsi bo re tshwaragane le sengwe se se amanang le bodiragatsi. Ke ka itumela bagolo bane from the government if anything ga nna le gate di bidiwe di-college tse tsa music tse tsa bodiragatsi ga di ka bidiwa ka bone bo A.T.I and bone ba ba ntseng ba hetang go tshwanetse gore go nne le seo kana state theatre se go bidiwa ka dinaka ka A.T.I.
Emotion, he gave us the truth. On stage he did not perform, he transcended. His voice could shake the rafters of the stadium, yet still find its way into the quiet corners of our hearts. And through his work, he told stories that needed to be told about identity, about pain, about love, and about the nation we are and the nation that we are becoming. A.T.I redefined what is meant to be an artist in Botswana. He showed us that it was possible to be both authentically African and bold originally. Every time he took to the stage, A.T.I elevated the standard for what live performance could be. He made every show like a homecoming, a spiritual revival, a call to feel deeply. Now, talking about A.T.I from Beppa's perspective, A.T.I was not just a performer at many of our events. A.T.I was a partner in our events. He was a pillar in our events. He was a powerhouse. His presence at any event was not a detail. It was a guarantee that you are most probably going to sell out. He sold out venues, gave electrifying performances and unforgettable moments. He was instrumental in shaping Botswana's entertainment scene into the world-class experience it is today. Now, at this juncture, allow me to also wear the born and raised hat. Since the formation of Born and Raised, the initial show that we put together in 2016, until last year, A.T.I has always been the backbone of Born and Raised. Born and Raised shares the same vision with A.T.I to bring people together through the unifying power of music and culture. He was and will forever be one of Botswana's brightest flames, a rare artist who became a symbol of innovation, of resilience, of our shared souls as a people. As Born and Raised, and as members of the creative industry, we refuse to let his legacy fade. And at this point, the congregation of the living God, at this very juncture, allow me to pronounce and make this commitment not only to the Molemogi family, not only to the fans, not only to the creative industry, but to the world at large. We take A.T.I as a very important person that helps Born and Raised to be what it is. And for this very reality, wait for it, Born and Raised commits a tombstone in great A.T.I. In recognition of his immense contribution to the cultural and artistic fabric of our nation, a tombstone will be erected by Born and Raised to appreciate him. This will not just be a resting place, it will be a shrine to inspiration, a symbol of excellence, and a constant reminder to future generations that greatness walked amongst us.
Atlasaone
mo maanile setse mile go motsege le go motegele ruri. I know that as James Baldwin did say, the love that one has for someone, they love as a baby, then as a boy, then as a man. That type of love, he says, is different. We celebrate the birth, rise of an icon, but we know you celebrate and you mourn your baby. Modimo annele lona alisireletse. Ladies and gentlemen, this afternoon we are here to pay tribute to a true legend. We are here to celebrate a legend as A.T.I descended or transcended the status of just a musician a long time ago. He was a national icon, a creative genius, and a voice of an entire generation. His passing away leaves a void in our hearts as Batswana. Lekete, as he was affectionately known, showed us all that an ordinary boy who goes to Siama Primary School, then Nanoham and St. Joseph's, can rise to decent heights only because of their God-given talent. And it doesn't stop there. He showed us that boy, from very humble beginnings, can become a global superstar, but still not commit class suicide. As he would say, it is not about me, it is not about you, it is about the people. This is a person who stayed true to where he comes from and to his people. And for this, he kept reminding us that the people of the land must be prioritized. And he did say this at a time when it was not fashionable to say it. That says to us that we are not just celebrating a musician, we are celebrating a person that was brave, a great human being. And the Ministry of Sports and Arts, working closely with the creative sector, have had the honor of witnessing the brilliance of A.T.I firsthand, whether he was performing at local shows or national events. His performance of Kirin Korom will forever be etched in the memory of our nation. We will always remember his magical performances and the way he shook stages and the shivers he sent down our spines. Mr. Master of Ceremonies, I want to deviate from the speech a bit and say to you that I'm not here to preach. It is a great opportunity and a great moment for us to send out a message as you will do. But I want to say something. You have in A.T.I a boy that lived life on his own terms. Like a spirited black wild stallion, he was untamed. He did what he wanted when he wanted. He came to perform when he wanted. Well, you can judge if you want. But this is a person who did what they wanted. Like all global icons and stars, you could go to Marilyn Monroe. You can even go to Lady Diana. You can go to, outlaws of the West, the gunslingers, Billy the Kid. This is a person who lived like the way he wanted. And ultimately, he tapped out, but he probably also tapped out in a manner of his choosing.
Sometimes you meet people, sometimes you hear of them. Time for the performance comes. Mokoloi yabaswi, otwa kiss. Kiss eo, yaboipegi wa stage, kibazwari, batata. Kiss eo ulwa, mohoyone, mohotwa, A.T.I and microphone. We later joked for the Osimulutse Center Harvey body viewing. A.T.I, what an introduction that was for me to an artist. And the rest is history. Thank you for the experiences. Thank you for being a voice that championed issues and those without a voice. Thank you for the grand entrances. Thank you for the music. To the Molemogi family, thank you for raising this boy. Thank you into a man and being the great artist, becoming the great artist that he was.
When he said, it's not about me, it's not about you, it's about us. To me, it was more of we need to live together as people for us to achieve anything that we want to achieve. He was brave, he was focused, he knew what he was doing. At Miduma Entertainment, we are very honored to have had him come to our shows, perform well, and do very well, and we'll always remember him. Born and raised, I want to say, I know if A.T.I was here today, he was going to say to you, in the words of Alexander the Great, my children, ask for thyself another kingdom, for that which I leave to you is too small for you.
Here to represent the work that I've done with A.T.I in the corporate space, and boy was this boy quite a marvel. Botswana Insurance Fund Management, we have an event that's for 22 years this year, and he has been one of the signature performances that we have had at this event. I'm sure little Nathan Sampleje, Jaga born and raised in this Nabu and also Zan. Miss GKs, when we organize these events, my artists or our artists are always paid up front. Always. I think that is very important because cash is king. Nako murikina rabereka le A.T.I through First Capital Bank. We've done a lot of collaborations through Bena, Lebachobe Holdings. So, but I'm not shy and I can see why they would have asked me to stand here. But one notable experience, when he was telling me that he had problems, it was on April Fool's Day. Everything is agreed upon, it's signed and it's sealed. But the night before someone is in Tasseri, I must make sure that I know where A.T.I stays, because for now, I want to go around the move. Yamusibane below the previous night, decided that it could come on the lane and sit there and pay. Pakala get for 5 o'clock in the morning, till it's A.T.I, later I want to. If you get up on block 9, I get there 6 o'clock, Mama Lena A.T.I is home. Atlasaone Molemogi, one of his closest friends, and Sebetsugori, but I don't pick a guy. I'm not going to say it's a woman and is free.
Makgwa ba simolla go letsa gore where's the new employee? Where's Atlasaone? Ke be ke tabogela go Innisfree ha ke tsena kwa le ke bua le rona the guard at the gate. I'm asking him, please tell me where I can find this gentleman where he is. Abahana, ke be ke rena go hello jana lo sikeng, be ke mo ngata ka 50 kula ke re tshwara chikidi a ba re room 25. Ha ke tsena go room 25 ke le ka le batile lo tletswe. I've got a lot of despair. I just want a fence theory. And the fence theory could have been a union. Each and a session of money was in Mogolan, Zero Betsy, it began a bucket, they began celebrating with them. It became a washer. One also in the book was at home, and I knew that I was you. I was expecting this whole time, and no, damn, I never told him.
And who wants to raise his own Atlasaone Molemogi, A.T.I, Brian, Rupert Lavender. Halizo isimule haka but kikopana le A.T.I ka 2020 na go tsabo di COVID. He came to gym, zexime hapakalane. He got there. Akopana le nna mo khwane ya Colorado. Mon, on va aller bon, j'ai la so I'm just there. A.T.I, okay, no sharp. Tomorrow I'm here. I give him my number. 2020, 2021. He's in the industry, motivating. It's okay. I think we were meant to be together. The universe brought us together. Because I need a security personnel. Me believe that when Sako, Ubansarambo, ya promote, when I put I'm like, okay. I give you a lot of hiragana. Now I'm going to promise a lot of gay. But you know, our very first event, nearly freshers ball to college on Otwani. That was the day again I got to swam my no, this is the beginning, my guy. Relax, Raflaya, so that's how we all started A.T.I. We worked together through S1 music concert, which was very successful, and we were working on bringing S1 Volume 2.
The first person close to what A.T.I would have had as a manager, high similar industry, I went back in 2008 and 2009. Really, my first year would be at the same time. Not that I came here to shed light on the impact and the contribution that he had, even on other people's careers indirectly. Some of them I don't really think they know, or A.T.I had that impact on their careers, because that's the man who gave me. I was what you call an executive producer. I was the guy behind executing plans. I was the guy.
I mean, most of the time when we're supposed to go for events, this man, I would have to delay his performance market and go with my Saturday. Hey, I'm not Saturday. I'm not ready. I'm one hour. I want to settlement. Everybody. He was a very spiritual person. He battled with a lot of things in his head, a lot of ideas that people didn't understand. But one thing I know about him is he has never wanted to leave his country. He's always represented this country. He's always believed in his people, and the people here has always lived for the people. So as we leave today, I want us to look at each other and appreciate and not be sad. He has left us with stories that we're going to listen to for the rest of our lives. So he will live on. I don't think he's dead, he will never be dead. His voices is our voices. His mind is our mind. So for that, I say thank you. And thank you for everyone that has shown him love. And thank you to you for showing me love. Thank you very much.
You can see I don't appear in the program. I was not meant to speak today. I have truly been ambushed. I speak as a family. A.T.I was family to me. I don't think many of you knew. A.T.I's mother is my first cousin. So A.T.I is family to me by blood and by destiny. So let me recognize his mother and father. The father calls me Swar because I'm cousin to his wife, who is the daughter of my father's eldest brother. She called me one fateful night in tears and told me A.T.I had been arrested and was in detention. I consoled. I assured her that come sunup, I will step into the fray. And step into the fray I did, and walked into a near riot at Central Police Station, where many young people had gathered and were about to burn the place down. I negotiated with the station commander and asked him to take A.T.I to court. And he agreed. We went to court, we battled there for a few minutes. And when we walked out of the courtroom, A.T.I was not facing any charge. He lived. He was a poet of words, a poet of tone, a poet of rhythm. He was a true artist, and a true artist believes in himself. A true artist is genuine. And when he speaks, a true artist speaks from the depths of his heart. And so his lightning bursts of verse were poetic renditions. And so we come here to celebrate this lyrical genius, this poetic wizard, A.T.I. He touched every single one of us. I was in Lesotho recently and they brought in their young firebrand of a poet and lyricist, a kid called Sanere. And I thought to myself when I met Sanere, when the Basotho brings Sanere, who would I bring from my country? And I absolutely had no doubt that I would bring the scat, slamming, sizzling, hot, A.T.I. and say to him, farewell is too good a word to say to you, young cat. All I'll say is you wrote your name in flaming letters in the portals of eternity. You immortalized yourself. You live in us. You live because you are us. You spoke for us, all of us, more particularly those on the downside, those in the underbelly, those at the margins, those in the dumps catching hell. You spoke for them. You liberated them. Thank you so very much, A.T.I. Thank you.
I'm a little bit sad, man. Grootman A.T.I left us. You know, I'm out here at the memorial service. Bro, he was a very big inspiration to me. And we're supposed to work this week. Like, we're supposed to be working, and now he's gone. I don't know when I'm gonna get that verse. But like, all I can say is that A.T.I was a big superstar, man.
Thank you so much.
There's one person I was looking
the last video I saw
and like he was saying, like he always says, it's not about me, it's not about you, it's not about the people. A.T.I was more than just an artist to myself, you know. Personally, I share really dope experiences that we never got to catch on camera. And one of those experiences was him always giving me advice on how to go about my music, how to release the music, and how to make sure that whatever I put out has a purpose behind it. And it's evident with my numbers. If you look at my numbers on Spotify, I'm one of the highest peaking artists in the up and coming category. So with A.T.I, it has definitely had an impact. Definitely has had an impact on my career personally. So yeah, man, with CC Crowd Control, man, I feel like we're tapping into a new era right now, and it's about us realizing the potential that we have as artists to actually take on the next step and take over from where he left off, impact and influence wise. So yeah, man, it's One Take 267, and I hope with Crowd Control, y'all will be able to understand what this new venture is about and taking it further into 267 entertainment industry and the music industry in general.
The very first time A.T.I, it was when I was doing Form 2. That's when I got to know him, and that's when I got to love him with all my heart.
A.T.I, I always love you. How about
I remember 4 years back, I did a song with him, and that song, it was called Malawa, and that guy, he didn't stage, I can meet him at A.T.I. By that time, I go and manage to he didn't stage, he didn't have getting a lot of thing. A nation all over the world, in Africa, and you know, we will miss you, my brother.
Guys, my name is Mexico Mahauta, your one and only versatile queen of music in Botswana. Yeah, the question is, what does A.T.I mean to me? As a person in the creative industry, especially in the music industry, it means a lot. I'm one of the people who encouraged him into the industry. I remember it was a Miss Color in the Desert, and it was his first performance at a corporate event there, and I was hired there, and he said, my sister, I want to come and do this event. And I said, no, you're welcome. I even spoke to the organizers. Everything was great. We had fun. So he's a very, an amazing, unique talent.
Hey, everybody, this is Tato Cladim. I'm a singer-songwriter vocalist. So, man, I'm just going to talk about how I met A.T.I and how he impacted me, in my musical journey. So I think I met A.T.I through Facebook when he started sharing my stuff, when I was still doing covers. And then we initially got to meet around 2017, where I then worked for him as a backup singer or backup vocalist, man. So from there we then, just moved from business desk now to music and being brothers and all that. So I had, you know, the privilege to enjoy a little bit of him, you know, when we could, you know, and whenever we did. So that's how I basically met him. And you know, one of my best tracks from him is Ahona Kapelo Mara, you know, and it goes that got nothing left inside, can't keep up with you, you think it
That's because I gotta be you, R.I.P to fulfill before I die. It's hard to meet ends. You, me, against all odds. You, me. It's free fall, we can all pick it up. I mean, we all beat the same egg, don't we? So don't let another nigga touch our hand. Life is a language that we all comprehend. Do you copyright the that? You got my back, I got your back. Don't run away, run towards them. Hit it, give them a reason to notice it. We can make an impact. Now you got to see how the looks like these. Many MCs deceased, got the last and they said it. A.T.I is a master. Almost said it, my family.